When your last name is Kennedy, the spotlight isn't optional, it's inherited. For Joseph P. Kennedy II's sons, Joe Kennedy III and Matthew Roch Kennedy, that meant growing up in a world where public service wasn't just encouraged, it was expected. But despite sharing a name, a birthday, and a family legacy, these two took very different roads. Today, we're diving deep into the lives of these Kennedy twins, where they've been, what they've done, and where they are now. Number 2. Joseph P. Kennedy III. Born on October 4, 1980, in Boston, Massachusetts, Joe entered the world 8 minutes after his twin brother, Matthew. The grandson of Robert F. Kennedy and great-nephew of President John F. Kennedy, Joe III practically had politics running through his bloodstream. Add to that a childhood shaped by campaign buses, political rallies, and Sunday dinners where everyone at the table had a government badge, Joe's destiny seemed pre-written. Joe and Matt spent their early years in Brighton and Marshfield, Massachusetts. Summers were often spent on Cape Cod, a Kennedy family tradition. It wasn't just beaches and barbecues, though. Even as kids, they were absorbing history, activism, and the art of public speaking like secondhand smoke. By the time he was a teenager, Joe had already watched his father serve in Congress and his relatives run for Senate, governor, and the presidency. But tragedy and turmoil were also part of the family DNA. The twins' parents divorced in 1991, and the brothers bounced between homes in Brighton and Cambridge. That same year, their dad, Joseph P. Kennedy II, stepped down from politics amid controversy over his role in the 1986 Citgo oil deal with Venezuela. Joe Kennedy III was never just a legacy admission. At Stanford University, he majored in management science and engineering. Teetotaling and laser-focused, he earned the nickname Milkman while playing goalie on the club lacrosse team. His roommate? NBA star Jason Collins. After Stanford, instead of heading straight into politics, Joe joined the Peace Corps, a bold, boots-on-the-ground move that took him to the Dominican Republic from 2004 to 2006. He wasn't just teaching or translating. He was rebuilding rural tourism infrastructure and advocating for better wages for local workers. Then came Harvard Law School, where he would meet his future wife, Lauren Birchfield, in a class taught by none other than Elizabeth Warren. While there, he provided legal aid to low-income tenants and edited the Harvard Human Rights Journal. In 2009, Joe became an assistant district attorney, first on Cape Cod and then in Middlesex County. But the pull of federal office was too strong to ignore. When Barney Frank announced his retirement from Congress in 2011, Joe launched a bid for the 4th District seat. He won. In fact, he won big, by more than 60%. And he kept winning, 3 re-elections, mostly unopposed. In Congress, Joe served on major committees including Energy and Commerce and Foreign Affairs. He was a vocal supporter of mental health reform, LGBTQ+ rights, environmental action, fair tax policies, STEM education, drug addiction treatment. He even co-founded the nonprofit Groundwork Project, designed to uplift community organizers in overlooked regions. But perhaps his most high-profile moment came in 2018, when he was tapped to deliver the Democratic response to President Trump's State of the Union. Speaking from a vocational high school in Fall River, Massachusetts, he gave a fiery yet composed speech that launched national speculation. Was this the next Kennedy headed for the presidency? In 2020, Joe made a risky move. He ran for the U.S. Senate against sitting Senator Ed Markey, a liberal icon with a deep base in Massachusetts. Many wondered why a rising star would challenge a beloved incumbent. Ego, ambition, family legacy? Despite endorsements from party heavyweights like Nancy Pelosi, Joe lost. And not just barely. He was the first Kennedy to ever lose a Massachusetts election. That stung. But Joe didn't retreat. Instead, he pivoted. He joined Citizens Energy Corporation, the nonprofit founded by his father, and became president in 2023. He also took on political commentary at CNN, joined multiple advisory boards, and most notably, became U.S. Special Envoy for Northern Ireland for Economic Affairs under President Joe Biden. From 2022 to 2024, Joe worked to boost economic ties and investment in post-Brexit Northern Ireland. He promoted women entrepreneurs, facilitated trade deals, and helped commemorate the Good Friday Agreement's 25th anniversary. He might have lost a Senate race, but he never stopped leading. Joe's trophy shelf isn't just filled with plaques. He's received the Stephen S. Wise Award from the American Jewish Congress, honorary doctorates from Queen's University, Ulster University, and Atlantic Technological University, the Spirit of WIP Award for his work in Northern Ireland, the South Coast Health Hero for Health Award for healthcare advocacy. Not bad for a guy still in his early 40s. Number 1, Matthew Rauch Kennedy. Now let's talk about the other half of the Kennedy duo, Matthew Rauch Kennedy. Born 8 minutes before Joe, Matt has lived almost entirely out of the public eye. But make no mistake, his resume is just as impressive. Like his brother, Matt attended Buckingham Brown and Nichols and later graduated from Stanford University with a degree in management science and engineering. But unlike Joe, Matt didn't go into law or politics, at least not directly. After college, he pursued a quieter, more strategic career that took him into the heart of both government and global business. Though Matthew didn't run for office, he still served in prominent roles under the Obama administration, including Director of the Office of Strategic Partnerships at the White House, senior positions in the Department of Commerce and Department of the Treasury, roles in international development and economic planning with agencies like OPIC and the Export-Import Bank. This wasn't glamour work. It was real, policy-driven economic strategy. Think partnerships with emerging markets, infrastructure financing, creating trade opportunities for American businesses abroad. He even managed Senator Ted Kennedy's 2006 re-election campaign, proving that politics still runs in the blood, even if not on the ballot. After his stint in public service, Matt transitioned to the private sector. He became a senior advisor at Laurel Strategies, a firm that helps CEOs and organizations navigate global issues. A founder of Kennedy Merchant Partners, a firm that advises on cross-border investment and business development. He's worked in over 20 countries, focusing on emerging markets, economic growth, and strategic partnerships. This isn't flashy headline stuff, but it's the work that moves economies. In 2012, Matt married Catherine Lee Manning in Hyannisport, a Kennedy family stronghold. They have 2 children and maintain a lower profile than their more public relatives. But Matt hasn't stayed totally out of the spotlight. He attended the Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Ripple of Hope Awards Gala in 2022 and remains involved in initiatives related to human rights and global development. They might be twins, but they're